Thanks to Palmer Steel Industries, Loaders Are Us and Mulch Smart. Final Trans Am race of the Australian Trans Am Championship coming out for a run now. They do have another race to come after this, but that's down at Muscle Car Masters, of
Muscle
course.
Car Masters, we fly out. Most of us all leave the week, middle of the week after next. I fly down on Thursday. I take young Dewey Jones with me and Tony, our what do you call him? Our chief steward.
Okay.
What do you call him? Officer? Category manager. Take him down with me, and we all fly down, and we'll be there early. The truck, I think a certain Shane Bycroft's actually driving a truck down with a whole lot of cars on it. There's other trucks, another truck taking cars down. We've got the T8, we've got the Trans Am 2 cars coming with us as well, so it's going to be a very, very big weekend. Looking forward to it.
Yes, indeed.
And of course, while I'm away doing that, you'll be, of course, doing the presentation for the Queensland for the sports event.
No pressure.
No, not at all. On your own too, just quiet.
No pressure.
No, you'll be right. Shannon has just run out of the marbles all on his own out there, which is very unusual.
Oh, maybe he's decided he wants less grip on his tyres in the opening lap of the race.
He's probably down to the wear. He's trying to get more time off that.
Well, sometimes you just can't have enough dust and dirt on your tyres at the start of a race.
No, grip's overrated.
I can't believe the amount of times that I've said that myself.
The Wags are up on the top of the commentary booth too. The wives of Willowbank. There's a TV show on those guys, I tell you. And between Rainey and Andy, there's a TV show.
Well, Shannon O'Brien leading them around to take the start from pole position. He's cleaned up so far this weekend. Brett Curran alongside. Then we go to Ian Palmer out of position 3. Russell Wright from 4. We're underway! See, the Tenkate started strong and is into 5th position ahead of Hackwood. McMahon has actually been shuffled aside by a fast-starting Simon Trapp further back, but we see Palmer moving into 2nd position through turn 2.
Yeah, Palmer's always going to be quick. This car is lightning fast and straight line too, and Curran's going to have a big problem if he thinks he's going to outbrake him, because this car is extremely light. Because it's a 5-litre car, it can be built a bit lighter than everything else. Oh, look at this.
And a driver of the experience and speed of Ian Palmer can exploit that. And he's nosing into the lead here, the two Firebirds, both of them dancing at wrong ends of the car. Palmer lost the front end, O'Brien lost the back end.
Back in the day when Trans Am was the big category in tin top racing in the US, it was a long time.
50 years ago.
50, yeah, close enough to. When it was the leading thing, the category of these cars in the 70s was the fact that they were a 5-litre formula.
Yeah.
And that was the big point. They weren't the big banger cars which some of the guys a bigger engine to that, but they were a 5-litre car, and that's what made them such an interesting thing, because they were a great way to produce a showroom type race car.
Yes. Well, it's just
Aaron got him in a straight line. There's no denying the pace of that big Mustang.
It's just quite a bit cheaper to produce a good race car in 6 litres these days.
Oh, it
they
is.
all come out of the box, basically in 6-litre engines. So that's the difference between engine capacity now and 48 years ago.
And the fragility of the big horsepower engines, like say that Ian Palmer's got there, compared to the 348 cube car that is sitting in front of him, and Brett Curran, they're two different.
Slightly lazy in comparison. The 6-litre cars.
Even that, there's the car at point there with one of the big, say 5.7-litre, near 6-litre capacity cars of Shannon's. It doesn't have to work as hard. It's rev limited differently. You know, it's
hence the term lazy in that regard. As O'Brien leads Curran, Palmer, John English tucked in behind there in the Russell Wright, I should say.
He's feeling the pressure from Curran. Curran's going to have a big look at him here on the brakes, in fact.
Well, Shannon O'Brien has had the weekend more or less to himself.
Pretty narrow down there.
Yeah. O'Brien almost pulling up, in fact. going around the corner. Curran, I should say. With such a tight entry into turn 3. Palmer still there in 3rd place. Russell right behind them in the first of the Fords. Sorry, Curran's a Ford, of course, so that was a silly thing to say.
Britt Curran looking very, very invigorated. One of his sponsors provides lunch for everybody on a Sunday. That's the guys from Anglers Meats. We had a great
yum
food down there, in fact. And the Super Greek was on the Toms at the Barbie.
Hello, Nicholas.
I didn't even have to say who it was. You knew exactly what I'm talking about. Super Greek
Nick Paradisus. There's Russell Wright very wide through turn 3. Something a little bit amiss in the Mustang. He might be trying a little too hard to try and climb onto the lead pack here.
Well, the car's finally showing some paces. We can see a fuel issue with that car. A fuel pickup probably. They had the tank out of the car through the on Saturday night, so they were working pretty hard. Have a look at Palmer now. As again, here he comes.
Curran's got him this time.
Does he get the overlap? He does. And look at Palmer. Palmer's appeared here as well. So it's going to be some great sideways action pretty quickly. They are really, really pushing nice and hard. And it's been a long time since he's had a chance to come and join us, but joining us now, watching the Trans Am guys do battle with a couple of local guys that you do well. As Gary Worrell, of course, managing editor of Queensland Times.
No, thanks for the promotion, but no. I'll just say from the Queensland Times, Chapo's the editor still. Don't worry, boss, it's not.
I bet he just promoted him on your behalf. Mate, welcome back to the microphone, but a local stalwart of the Queensland Times area, of course, is Brett Curran, a Toowoomba boy at heart. He's doing a great job here as Shannon O'Brien's made a big dive back down the inside into turn number 3.
It's great to see Brett out there really working hard in the Trans Am class. I mean, he's always loved his V8. So let's face it, we can remember when he first turned up in a sports sedan.
Yeah. How long ago was that? Probably.
Cut a leg off and count the rings in the tree.
That's about 20 odd years ago when he started this, but he's done a great job. Shannon O'Brien, that's a name we remember. We've called Charlie O'Brien's racing all the time. This is a relative, of course, young nephew. But a guy that's done so very, very well. We saw him race open wheelers and other bits and pieces throughout the year, but this Trans Am car doing such a great job. Sitting back there in 3rd place, Ian Palmer. Well, that's a name that means no introduction at all.
Well, exactly. I mean, he has raced just about everything: production cars, sports sedans. He just loves his racing. I mean, they're a well-known family for supporting motor racing, and it's great to see the Palmer Seal Industries banner across the front of all the cars there. So the company continues to back motor racing, and that's a fantastic thing. It's looking at these lap times though, Wes. I mean, they're really they're working hard here.
They're not mucking around at all like that. They are really, really pushing hard. And Shannon O'Brien, he got the fright of his life when Brett Curran dived in the inside. Is now he seems to have turned it up a notch just to try and keep Curran at bay, and it's not going to work. The 21s they're doing are right on the money, but it's people like Russell Wright, who you remember from years gone by. Most people know Russell from more likely being the throttle man on Steffen's offshore powerboat. He's been enjoying motorsport for such a long time. He was the proprietor of Sundown Marine for such a long time, and a guy that I bought my first boat off years ago. And of course, enjoying this thing. He's got too many race cars. He's got a Group N Mustang in the same colour. He's got this car, the Trans Am. He's got the Trans Am 2 car as well. He's a man who's he's a servant for too many Mustang wives. They're all called, and he keeps telling his wife, he's a servant to the name Sally.
Well, look, you at least that way he can't get himself in a strife like by using the wrong name at the wrong time.
No, that's exactly right. There's a Harry Shell Lombus there coming through turn number 5 just behind, and there's of course there that will be, if I'm not mistaken, is it Robbie Trapp, and also that'll be McCain or McMahon behind him, Kerry McMahon, who was of course a Group A touring car driver, a heritage touring car driver nowadays, and enjoying his run in the V8. I asked him early on through the weekend how he was enjoying it. He says, mate, this is a ball of fun. These things move around. He said that you can be a bit more aggressive, you can drive them sideward. Well, he said, can't drive them sideward, you've got to drive them sideward, you've got no choice. He's really enjoying it, but Robbie Trapp now doing a great job of trying to muscle his way past as they come down through turn number 2 and onto the long back straight. Whoop, bit of a takes lap, try to get the power down a little too early.
That's exactly it. I had the good fortune to interview Robbie Hackwood earlier this afternoon. He's currently in 6th place, not on screen right at this point in time, but he's all set to wrap up the 5 litre category of the Australian Trans Am Championship this afternoon. Basically, it's him or Sean English. Whoever finishes in front, they get the championship.
Yeah, and it is like Sean has had a wretched weekend with the gearbox, so it hasn't helped him very much at all. So, and unfortunately for him, that's been his problem. He's languishing at the back of the bus down there at the moment, and he's got a fair bit of work to do. He's probably, I don't think there's any chance he'll catch Hackwood, so he's going to have to. Well, there's Hackwood just in the foreground of that shot there as we were talking. So, in fact, it is. If I'm not mistaken, Hackwood's just in front of Trapp and McMahon, and there's Mike Collins, a problem. Got the car parked.
Well, I was going to say, Hackwood, Trapp and McMahon are about to get in a huge stoush. They're going just, McMahon and Trapp are just going that little bit faster than Hackwood.
Cheryl Lombus too. Well, there he is now. He's had a problem. That's the exit of turn number 5. So Cheryl Lombus has had an issue as well. So he's going to come further back in the pack. Plenty of action happening. We are at lap 7 of 8. We have got 2 laps remaining. And in fact, there's Sean English making his way back through the field. So Sean English has got himself into position he's position 11, and Hackwood is in position 6. So 5 cars down the road.
Look, you'd have to say at this point it's going to be Robbie Hackwood's trophy, but Wes, we've seen it too many times at too many racetracks over the years. Don't say it, don't jinx it.
Well,
let them race on.
We just saw it actually in the touring car championship. We saw it lost with a misfiring engine and a car parked out there, giving the championship to Steve Hay. So I wouldn't want to miss out on anybody here this weekend. Last lap board is out. The last lap board is out, and the fastest lap so far, Shannon O'Brien's just done a 20 on the final lap, and he is being pushed very hard by Brett Curran.
Look, Shannon is doing a fantastic job. Like you said, they're sliding around on these Hoosier tyres. They're bias ply tyres. They're not the radials that we get to use on our road cars. They're not these nice, rigid, grippy tyres. They slip, they slide. Talking to the drivers, they said the only way, like you said, talking to Kerry McMahon, you got to throw these things at a corner and just keep the power on. Muscle and hustle was actually the term that Rob Hackwood used when he was trying to describe the car to me. Shannon O'Brien doing a great job.
Yeah, the Wonneburger car, because a great new hamburger business down around the Bow Desert area, and good supporters of Shannon O'Brien's racing here and have been since the start of the year. Look at this, final couple of corners. That's turn 4 and 5 for Shannon O'Brien. Not only will it give him the race win here in the final round for them today, it's just to give him the round win as well. And he will maintain his place in the championship. So Shannon O'Brien now to turn number 6. Curran's going to keep him honest, but it's going to be Shannon O'Brien. He'll come around to take this race win and also the round win as well. So Shannon O'Brien takes the checkered flag. Great drive. Shannon O'Brien takes the win. Then back to Brett Curran. Now Palmer's coming. Heads off the flash and very fast Russell Wright. Anthony Tencake, the Incredible Hulk. The Tencake plant hire. Ford Mustang ahead of Rob Hackwood. Now this will give Hackwood the championship. He will get the Mulch Smart Championship. That'll give him the win.
And look, he was a very happy young man when I was talking to him earlier. He said, look, I don't want to jinx myself. He said, but 10 years of trying, this is my first circuit racing championship ever. He's tried go-karts. He's a driving instructor for Paul Stokel. In fact, this afternoon, or first thing tomorrow morning, he's on an aeroplane down to Melbourne. He's going to be a driving instructor for AMG Mercedes at a customer experience for a week down at Sandown Raceway. So this is a guy who does do a lot of kilometres, so he really does have a lot of track knowledge, but you can never take anything away from any of the English family when it comes to their motor racing. The English family, they are fast.
So it's O'Brien, Curran, Palmer, Wright, Tencake. Hackwood, McMahon, Trapp, Wilson, Fleming, O'Kane, Sean English, Gareth Jones, Cheryl Lombus. They'll be the only ones that declared the finisher. We'll take a short break. Thanks very much, Gary Weil. We'll be back on the other side of this.